This is not financial advice. I tell you a bunch of elements, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got to say this. This is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. You can lose money investing. Talk to a financial professional in your area because you can lose money if you don't know what you're doing. XRP is currently $2.20. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tell you what I see the institutions doing because they are the ones who are moving the market. I don't want to just buy XRP when I see the retail everyday investor buying it. I like to buy it when I see BlackRock buying it. I like to buy it when I see the Bank of America buying it because they're the ones who really push it up or push it down. Let's talk about it. We hit a low recently of about 191, but a high of about $2.23. The name of the game is to buy it low and then sell it high. Now you want to ask yourself, why is it moving like this? Why has it been stuck as if it's in a battle? Technically, XRP is in a battle. So if you are in this battle, then put XRP in the chat so I know who I'm talking to. And while you're at it, I'm gonna put KGU, the link for it, and the promo code, which is expiring in not 1 but 2 days. I'm gonna pin it to the top of the description. And when I'm gonna tell you my hottest cryptos, my hottest stocks, and everything going on in the future, I'm gonna give you the free link that's to the email list so that you could get in on that. Get in on both of them if you have not done so already. There's a battle going on with XRP. I told you that you are in it too. But let's look at who else is involved in this battle. And there's 4 key players. The first key player, her name is Annalise. She's a 65-year-old woman and she's a judge. And then there's another one. His name is Brad. He is the CEO of Ripple. Ripple is the company that is running XRP, that created it. Okay, that's 2 people. What about 3 and 4? 3, Gary Gensler. This is the former chair of the SEC. You know how you got the FBI, the CIA, and all of that? On the stock market, it's called the SEC. They're the ones who are overseeing it, kind of like the feds. Like when you get arrested and you go into the Fed, they like that, but they for the stock market. Gary Gensler, is the former chair. He was the former leader of that. But now they got a new leader after Trump got in office. His name is Paul Atkins. So these are the 4 players. But like I told you before, there's not just 4 players, there's 5. And you may be among the 5th if you wrote XRP in the chat. That's how I know. How do you know you're a part of it? Family, first of all, you got to have at least 1 XRP. Second of all, how many other people have it? Between 1.5 and 2 million people currently hold XRP, which is not even 0.025% of the whole world, family. So not even 1% of people hold XRP yet, which means the potential for, imagine we get to 1% adoption of XRP. Imagine we get to 2% adoption of XRP. That would grow it exponentially. But again, YouTube, I know they have risk. You can run a risk. Talk to a financial advisor in your area. Let's get into what's going on exactly with those 4 players. Your Annalise, your Brad, your Gary Gensler, and your Paul Atkins. And then the 5th player is you and me, the XRP shareholders. This is what's going on. The judge, Annalise, she recently rejected a proposed settlement between Ripple and the SEC. So Brad, the leader of Ripple, and Paul, the leader of the SEC now, they came to an agreement. They said, yeah, XRP may or may not have done something that they shouldn't have did a few years back, but it wasn't that bad. They sold XRP to institutions and they did it in a way that the SEC didn't like. But who in the SEC? Gary Gensler, the previous chair. He didn't like how they went down with that. He didn't like how they sold XRP to institutions and they should have did it in a particular way, but he brought up a lawsuit against them. And what's happening nowadays is Annalise is standing on it. Even though Gary Gensler is gone, she said, listen, and this is her words, basically verbatim. She said, the 2 parties, Brad and Paul Atkins, Ripple and the SEC, had not come close to showing that the settlement is justified. So the SEC, now that Gary Gensler is gone, they like, yo, it's fine. What XRP did, yeah, they might have not did it how they were supposed to do it, but it's not that big of a deal. The old SEC hated XRP, hated crypto, but the new SEC, we looking at it in a better light. That's how they're acting right now. So they're trying to work with Ripple and make them pay, because you can't just get off without paying the cost. They want it back in blood, family. That's how it is. You can't just get over it without paying something back. So since we know that's how they getting down, they said, let's come to an agreement. Let's bring it to the judge. And then the judge said, no. She's sticking with Gary Gensler. So she said, Brad, nope, you gonna lose if I got anything to do with it. The new SEC, Paul Atkins, Annalise said, you're gonna lose if I got anything to do with it. And then the 2 million XRP holders currently, she said, you're gonna lose too if I got anything to do with it. This is how it looks when you look at all of the data. This is the new development that just happened June 27th, 2025. Brad went on Twitter, the leader of Ripple, the leader of XRP, and he said Ripple is dropping their cross appeal, and the SEC, Paul Atkins, is expected to drop their appeal as they previously said they would. We're closing this chapter once and for all and focusing on what's important, building the internet of value. So lock in. Now, why is that important? Because he's saying that they brought this appeal, the SEC and Brad, Paul Atkins and Brad, they brought it to Annalise. They said, hey, this is our agreement. XRP may have did something that wasn't all the way right. This is what they're gonna pay. It was like 50 to 70 million. They was gonna have to pay that, family. Guess what? Annalise said, not enough, not enough. We want more, we want more blood. So then Brad went to the internet and said, you know what? We just gonna drop it. And hopefully the SEC drops it too. So then what they're doing, both of them, put the kids away, family. It's a family show. It seemed like they're giving a middle finger to Annalise, saying if you don't want to help us come to a settlement, then we just gonna drop the whole thing, period. And then nobody who are in the system is gonna get a win, because where would that money go? It wouldn't go to you. It wouldn't go to me. If XRP had to pay that 70 million, where would it go? Who would really get it? Who would really get to spend it? You see what I'm saying? The SEC. So, okay, they said, fine, we're not gonna give them anything. We're gonna drop the appeal, and if they drop theirs, then the case can be moved to the next chapter. It's always something with XRP. So I often tell you, do not trade money you're not willing to lose, because the powers that be, you can see how hard Judge Annalise is going against this. And she is a person in a position of power, such that even the whole SEC can't override what she's doing. Even Ripple, they can't get around what she's doing. And even the old chair, Gary Gensler, he don't got nothing to say about it. He just said, hey, I made that decision that we was gonna sue Ripple, and now it's standing, even though we have a new SEC. So they got so much power that I want you to be cautious. And I'm not trying to put you in fear, but I wanna do this with you. Help you to trade with the charts and not with your heart. That's how we're gonna go about it. You gotta know where the sellers are, the people who are selling XRP, where the buyers are, the people who are buying XRP, but not just the retail, not just your friend Tommy, your cousin Ray, not just them. We're talking about where are the institutions, your BlackRocks, your Fidelities, your Bank of America, your hedge funds, where are they buying it currently? And where are they selling it? You don't wanna buy it where they're selling it, and you don't wanna sell it where they're buying it. That's reverse. The buyers exist right now between 192 and about 208. That's where they've been buying it lately. Things evolve and things change. So make sure you subscribe, because we've been on point with XRP for I can't even count how many times. The sellers, the institutional sellers, exist between about $2.25 to about $2.50. So that's where they loading up down there, they selling it up here. But one day, the day could come that XRP actually breaks out, because it is still the fourth biggest crypto in the world, and it has potential. Because remember, even being the fourth biggest crypto, not even 0.5% of people globally even hold XRP, and a lot of them ain't even hear about it. So the adoption potential is real. Family, I love y'all, I appreciate y'all. Get on our email list so I can tell you about the hottest crypto, the hottest stocks, and all upcoming major things that's coming on. That one's totally free. And then if you want to join KGU and watch the live streams, learn how to trade, family, and watch me do it live, family, I'm telling you, the promo code is gonna expire in not 1 but 2 days. Free KG. I see y'all over there, family. Don't miss out on an opportunity that's knocking on your door. I love y'all. See you in the next one, and take care.